Welcome back to the Up and Up podcast, where we have a volunteer and board member with us today from Kokomo Urban Outreach. Will you introduce yourself?
I am Gene Kostreva. And what? I am not telling you how old I am.
Oh, okay. Got
73,
it.
but anyways.
73, 23 holding. Anyway, what are some of the things that you've learned in the program with Kokomo Urban Outreach? I can't wait to hear this.
I have been volunteering with Jeff for maybe 20 years on and off. And through the grace of God, I have had a deeper relationship with Jeff and become, I think, a friend of his, I hope. And he's a very special man. Well, anyways, the ministry, first of all, helping kids is a passion of mine because I have done volunteer work at homeless shelters and things of that nature. And I think it's just important that we start with young people, kids, and get them to know what the value of being respectful at home, at school, at work, to themselves, and being responsible for their actions, for caring for themselves, for listening and learning, and for the way they treat other people. I think these are very, very important values that we're trying to instill in these kids, and that's my passion with these young people.
And it really shows, especially when you're out on the job site with those youngins. When you go to the homeowners and you're ready to spread mulch or weed or pick up leaves and sticks, I see you really digging in there and just kind of taking one of those kiddos and kind of mentoring them as they're doing the work, sharing why we're doing this. And I think that's something to really be proud about. And I just wanted to toot your horn on that. But the program, has it helped you develop in some way?
More compassion, I think, for what's going on in our community. I am so excited for what's happening with the kids in Kokomo. I see I've been donating to the kids as far as certain grade levels and things like that, such as what they got on their report card, things of that nature. And it's exciting to see how many kids we had this year, this last semester, that are straight A students. I mean, to me, that's really exciting.
And they weren't that way before the incentive was out there. And so just because some of our parents can't put money, out there as an incentive or points out there as an incentive, it's kind of nice to see them excel. And the fact that you've even during COVID did tutoring for young folks, right? Kindergarten, first grade?
I tutored a young lady for 180 days. Not that I was counting, but I tutored her for 180 days and saw her where she didn't know her alphabet. She didn't know numbers. She didn't know days of the week or any of that. And at the end of the year, her teacher had a little graduation ceremony and said to me that whatever Kokomo Urban Outreach is doing, this is touching people's lives on a positive sense.
Yeah, I think about the kids that if you don't get your sight words down and then you can't read, going on is tough. And sometimes kiddos are going to respond by reacting to get out of the class so that they don't have to be embarrassed. And so I think about the tutoring that we do for free is just a help. And so thank you very much for stepping up and doing that during a very important time in the education world. What has been some of the most enjoyable moments that you've seen with Kokomo Urban Outreach?
Well, when you see a kid who is 9 years old, who saves her money so that she can buy medication for her mom who has diabetes, or you have another kid who's I think 10, who he was saving his points or his money, if you will, so that he could purchase shoes for his mother. This is a type of just a couple of experiences that I've seen, and that that impacts your heart. It impacts your willingness to donate to a ministry that is serving and helping these kids get a step up. I mean, it's all about helping these kids and knowing that just giving them a hug. I mean, we've had so many people that have volunteered, are currently volunteering, that just will tell you that all they love to do is be there so they can hug one of these kids or tell these kids that they're worth something. They have a value. They're important to us.
Yeah, I think about that, and I think about the huddles that we have and how important those huddles are at 4 o'clock on Wednesdays. And we invite any public that wants to come between starting at 4 o'clock with our huddle. You're more than welcome to jump in and come and see it in person. I think that it really gives a testament, because when we pass that microphone around, we hear some pretty profound things.
I am shocked at how open these kids are at huddle as far as their lives, showing us what they're really going through, what their struggles are, and how we can be better serve them as far as helping them to be the best person they can be.
I love that. Is there anything you've learned yourself about the program that has transformed you?
I've learned that it's far more important to start when somebody's young, and because they're malleable. We can form them, we can help them, we can encourage them. I can't believe the success and the joy I receive by seeing someone like Kareem Dunn, who works with Kokomo Urban Outreach, and his wisdom as a 30-some-year-old young man, as far as working with these kids, getting to know these kids, and they will share things with him that in 20 years, I couldn't get them to share those things with me.
No, that's absolutely true. And I think that really speaks for all the staff that we have. Corrine, his mother, Tina, and then you turn around, you got Pastor Ken, and then you've got Deanna. Jeff has put a marvelous team together, and they are worker bees for the youth of this community.
So true.
Yes, absolutely. Go ahead.
Even the volunteers, I think I know so many of the volunteers, and their heart is touched by this. And I don't think you can go to Kokomo Urban Outreach twice and not catch the vision. Catch the vision and say, this is something I want to be a part of, because this is changing lives here in Kokomo, changing lives of young people, changing lives of the future of our city. And I'm so excited to be a part of this ministry as a volunteer, and it's just been fun.
Gene, you are a pivotal part of us. And, I couldn't do my job as a nonprofit leader without the support of board. And Gene is one of those people. And then he teaches at Mini-Up about the 4 R's around a curriculum. And my hat's off to you, because you know what? Volunteers like yourself come far and few between. And I'm so thankful for all the volunteers that have put their time in at Kokomo Urban Outreach. And I think some of our volunteers went on to actually start nonprofits themselves, such as Susan Zodi and Travis Tafflinger and,
right.
Some of the others. So I'm so grateful for this opportunity. And what advice would you give to parents out there?
I would suggest that, as I did this morning at Courtside Ministry here today, I would suggest that they get their kids involved in this. It's a wonderful program. It's a way to help your child become a better person, being respectful to you, living the life that you want them to live. And now I know that we don't have them all day long or anything like that, but the time we do have, we're impacting them on a positive basis. And as far as for you volunteers out there who are just looking and itching to get involved in something that's really positive, please consider Kokomo Urban Outreach for your volunteer work, because we can always place you in some position where you can help people and help kids.
We really appreciate you coming on the show, Gene. We appreciate and value you as a volunteer, as we do all our volunteers. And you are so welcome to give us a call at 457-1983. Thank you very much for joining the Up and Up podcast. The episode is funded by the Community Foundation of Howard County. Special thanks to the Hunt Family Fund, which was used to fund this grant. And now back to the Up and Up podcast. Welcome back to the Up and Up podcast, where we interview one of our Up crew members. Today, I'm going to introduce, if you'll say your name, your age, and how long have you been with us?
My name is Divinity, and I'm 14, and I've been in the program for about 5 years.
Whoa, 5 years. That's amazing. We are so proud of you. What is some of the things that you've learned in the program that you feel that you're going to take into your adulthood?
Like how to cook. They taught me how to cook. They taught me how to read labels. They taught me a lot of stuff about cooking. They taught me how to do yard work personally. They taught me how to use certain tools, power washing. Taught me a lot of stuff.
That's awesome. That's amazing. What do you think the program has helped you develop in your interest as far as what you want to do for life?
It's helped me learn that I might want to be EMT, because I took an EMT class this last year, or this year kind of.
Yeah, St. Vincent helped us with that.
Yep, I did that EMT class, and it made me want to be a nurse more.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Or EMT, same.
Yeah, somewhere in the medical field, you think. Awesome. I would say some of the times when kids come on the show, they share some enjoyable moments that they've had at Kokomo Urban Outreach. Do you have any of those?
Actually, yes. When Korean actually helped me go through some stuff. He helped me go through stuff when I was younger. He helped me get through it.
That's amazing. So he kind of helped you with some coping skills and listened. And that's kind of what our mentors do, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is we're there and we love all of you just like you're our own. So I think that's pretty pivotal. I was going to say, is there anything you've learned about yourself during this experience with Kokomo Urban Outreach and the Up Crew?
That I actually like to do yard work.
Yes. You can do landscaping now, can't you?
Yeah.
And you can clean gutters. My goodness. That's what other stories or information do you want to share with the public out there?
Another thing that you, Sherry, and Corinne have all helped me with, all the leaders, they've helped me with not being suicidal.
Wow.
'Cause I went through a phase where I was depressed, suicidal, didn't want to be, I felt like I didn't belong anywhere. But when I was younger, when I found out about Up through my cousins, I started feeling like I belonged somewhere.
You know what? I really appreciate you sharing that, Divinity. And you are valued. You are more than enough. And we love what you stand for. You are always a good worker. You never come and present big problems. You're always there when we need you to be, and you're respectful and you're responsible. And I just want to say how wonderful young lady that you really are. Okay? And I mean that with all sincerity. Okay?
Thank you.
Yes. That's the reason I invited you on the show, is because you kind of stood out to me in the crowd as a leader, actually.
I've been crew leader multiple times.
That's awesome. And what does a crew leader do?
A crew leader is one that tells the people, or goes up to the door when we're on yard work or at a work site, goes up to the owner's door, and they knock on the door or go up to the owner if they're outside already. And then when they come out, or when you ask them what do they want us to do, and then we tell the other crewmates that aren't working with us. They help us.
That is awesome. And so you kind of really take charge of that job at that point.
Yep.
And it's important to look that homeowner in the eye, shake the hand, and really hope that they appreciate the job that we do. Do you think most of them do?
Yeah. Most of them really like our work we do.
That's awesome.
I know we have monthly ones or yearly people that call. Every fall, we have yearly people that have us come to their house.
So you guys kind of develop a relationship with them after a while. Mm-hmm. That's interesting. I was going to say, if there was other kids out here or parents, what advice would you have to give them about Kokomo Urban Outreach?
I would say just make friends and make good relationships with people.
That's awesome.
Don't have to be dating, but it can be just like regular friendships.
That's right. And, really, what do you think about the streets of Kokomo versus coming to our building? What's the difference in all of that?
The streets can be dangerous nowadays because there's a lot of shootings. There's a lot of dangerous people out there. But at UP, we know that we're going to be safe because there's like mentors that are there for us. They'll help us through anything.
We really appreciate everything that you're doing to become the young lady that you need to be. And whether you're going to be an EMT or a nurse, I'm really excited to see what the future holds for you. And I believe that it is going to be successful. Thank you so much for coming on our show today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Hey, thanks for joining us at the Up and Up podcast today. Have a great day.